Over the past 5 years of leading multiple companies and scaling them to 100 over people, I noticed that there were 4 main archetypes of managers. Now, why is this important is because it helps you to understand your leaders as they're transitioning from their stage as a specialist, as someone who executes, to someone who now has to take on the main role of leading teams towards hitting their goals and milestones. This isn't just theory, it's based on real-world experiences and the challenges that leaders face every single day. We'll explore the different types of managers, their pitfalls, and what it takes to become the ideal leader, the one who inspires respect, fosters excellence, and drives meaningful results. But here's the catch. Leadership doesn't exist in a vacuum. Your effectiveness as a manager directly impacts your company's survival. So if you think about it, while your company provides products and services to customers, it's the team within your company that determines whether it succeeds or fails. And when we zoom in, the company is nothing without the people who make it run. So if you want your company to thrive, you need to ask yourself, am I the kind of leader who empowers my team to be indispensable? Now let's start with the first archetype, known as the brilliant jerk. Now these managers are talented, but here's the problem. They prioritize personal gain over team growth, and they take credit for their team's successes, ignoring the contributions of others. And oftentimes, you'll see them climbing the corporate ladder at the expense of their team. And here's why that's dangerous. A brilliant jerk might achieve short-term wins, but they destroy trust and morale. So ask yourself, are you seeing such individuals in your team? Because over time, these individuals are brewing time bombs that will eventually destroy your team culture, and you will start to see people leaving your organization. True leadership isn't just about being the star, it's about creating stars within your team. Next, we have the one-eye closed manager. Now, these are leaders who value harmony over excellence, meaning they avoid confrontation, they let underperformance slide, and hope that problems resolve themselves. But here's the truth. Ignoring issues doesn't create peace. It creates mediocrity over time. And when deadlines are missed or quality drops, it affects the entire team. So it's important to spot such individuals within your organization or leadership team. Do you see such individuals avoiding conflict with their teammates, especially when you sense that quality has been dropping in the team? Because great leaders understand that constructive feedback isn't about being harsh, it's about caring enough to push your team toward growth. Now the third one, what we have is the silent sufferer. These are managers often seen to be very hardworking and committed to excellence, but they avoid confrontation. When their team underperforms, they often cover for them, work overtime to fix their mistakes, and quietly shoulder the burden. And over time, not only will these leaders start to burn out, their team will not grow because they're never held accountable. One sign or symptom of this is, do you see your leaders working overtime very often, and yet you do not see their team being around them to support their leader? There's a high chance that this leader falls into the silent sufferer type. So I think it's good to have a conversation to ensure that the leader knows he or she needs to address issues head on and not just avoid them to constantly keep the peace. Because their job is to build a team that thrives independently and not to constantly be carrying the load for everyone. Now finally, we come to the ideal Empathetic Accountability Manager. Now this type of manager balances the 2 key qualities, which are empathy and accountability. They address issues directly but with understanding, and they set high standards but support their team in reaching them. And here's what it looks like in practice. Approach your team with empathy, give them benefit of the doubt, and constantly ask, is everything okay? And is there anything I can support you with? At the same time, keep them accountable. If someone isn't meeting expectations, have that tough conversation. Use the rule of 3. First, highlight the issue and set an improvement plan. Second, review their progress. And third, if there's still no change on their part after an agreed period, it's time to part ways. Align their growth with the company's success and celebrate wins, reward innovation, and ensure every team member understands their value. When you master empathetic accountability, you'll not only earn your team's respect, you'll drive results that speak for themselves. So that sums up the 4 archetypes of managers. Now let's talk about value. Think of every team member as if they're on a subscription model. Now for example, if a teammate draws a monthly salary of $3,000, and if you divide that by 20 working days, that means that this teammate has to deliver a value of $150 per day. If a director draws a salary of $10,000, that means that he or she has to deliver a value of $500 per day. Now, it's not just about numbers, it's also about being accountable. Ask yourself, are your team members delivering the value that justifies their current role? And of course, value isn't just a one-way street. Now, as leaders, we need to ensure our team members feel valued in return. When we provide clarity, recognition, and opportunities for growth, we create an environment where everyone thrives. So remember, a strong team makes a company indispensable to its customers. Now, having a team is important. Well, it's also important to understand that execution is 99% of the success. Because Steve Jobs once said that ideas are only 1% and execution is 99%. This applies to leadership too. It's not enough to have great ideas, you need to execute them effectively with your team. So here's how you can do it in 3 simple steps. Number 1, encourage healthy conflict. Create a space where your team feels safe sharing ideas and challenging the status quo. Number 2, emphasize craftsmanship. Now pay attention to detail because that separates good teams from the great ones. And number 3, nurture dedication. Build a team that aligns with the company's vision and thrives on continuous improvement. When you prioritize your execution, your ideas become reality and your team grows stronger and your business thrives. Now, leadership is a journey of reflection and growth. So it's important to look around your team and ask yourself, which type of manager do you have in your company? How do these leaders embody empathetic accountability in their roles? And it's also important to remember that being a great leader isn't just about being perfect, it's about being intentional. Lead with empathy, hold your team accountable, and lastly, focus on the execution. By doing so, you'll not only drive results, you'll build a team that holds themselves to the highest level of excellence. So if you found value in this training, comment below or subscribe for more strategies and insights to scale your leadership and build high-performing teams. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.